Hello and wish you a very Merry Christmas. Welcome to your favorite weekly news capsule. Have you ever thought of yourself as a leader? Well, you should know that there is a leader inside each one of us. Because what is leadership if not the ability to inspire others to learn more and dream bigger? Let's begin with the news capsule.
Many things have changed since Leo Varadkar left the Irish office in 2020 during the initial onslaught of the COVID-19 pandemic. But thanks to a coalition deal struck last week, he will be taking over and coming back as Ireland's Prime Minister for a second time. Did you know that Varadkar is one of the Ireland's youngest ever leaders and will be taking over from rival Michael Martin for the second half of this parliamentary term? We wish him luck as he takes on the challenge of dealing with fallout from Brexit and the ongoing housing issue in the country.
You might have heard about the recent COP27 that took place in Egypt. But have you heard about COP15? The 15th Conference of the Parties, better known as the UN Biodiversity Summit 2022, is an annual international meeting that took place earlier this month, where governments from around the world discussed ways to save our precious biodiversity. The Indian officials emphasized the need to establish a new and dedicated fund that could be used to halt and reverse the loss of biodiversity. Do check out the 10-year plan that was created and send us your thoughts to contact us at igrasp.com.
During his recent visit to India for the Google for India 2022 event, CEO Sundar Pichai met both President Draupadi Murmu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi earlier this week. He spoke about how he is inspired to see the rapid pace of India's technological development and that he fully supports India's G20 presidency to advance an open connected internet that works for all. That's certainly high praise coming from one of the global leaders in the tech space.
In the world's first such experiment, scientists working on restoring Australia's Great Barrier Reef successfully trialed a new method for freezing and storing coral larvae. This could eventually help rewild reefs threatened by climate change and restore balance to this delicate ecosystem. The new method involves using a lightweight cryomesh that can be manufactured cheaply to better preserve coral. While the trials work for smaller varieties of coral, scientists are now figuring out how to make it as effective for larger varieties, and we hope they're successful.
Who in this world wasn't glued to their TVs last Sunday night? But just in case you missed it, here are all the updates from the most thrilling finals of the FIFA World Cup to date. What seemed like Argentina's match till the 80th minute quickly turned into a roller coaster after French striker Mbappe scored two successive goals within 90 seconds to equalize 2-2. During extra time, Messi and Mbappe both scored again to push the match to nail-biting penalties, where Argentina finally beat France 4-2 to lift the historic cup for the first time in over 35 years. Mbappe was awarded the Golden Boot thanks to his hat-trick and will surely be back in 4 years to redeem his country. Meanwhile, Messi was awarded the Golden Ball and has finally gone down in the annals of history as the greatest football player of all time. This was truly history being written in front of our eyes.
The Indian national blind cricket team made history last week as they won the T20 World Cup for the blind for the third consecutive time after beating Bangladesh by an impressive margin of 120 runs. Did you know that in blind cricket, each team is composed of 4 fully blind players, 3 partially blind players, and 4 partially sighted players, and that the bowler has to yell "play" before throwing the ball? Don't forget to check out the viral video of the whole Indian team dancing after the match as we celebrate their victory.
Yet another team makes our country proud as the Indian women's team clinched the inaugural FIH Women's Hockey Nations Cup title with a 1-0 win over Spain in the Summit Clash last week. But did you know that due to this win, the Indian team has now been promoted to the 2023-2024 FIH Hockey Women's Pro League? This is a key event ahead of next year's Asian Games and 2024 Paris Olympics, and will hopefully build some momentum for this team to shatter even more records in the next 2 years.
There has been a 2500-year-old Sanskrit problem that has confounded Sanskrit scholars since the 5th century BC. But just recently, an Indian PhD student at the University of Cambridge solved this grammatical problem when he published his thesis on the father of linguistics, known as Panini. With the help of this discovery, it would now be possible to derive any Sanskrit word and construct millions of sentences using Panini's language machine. Not only will this revolutionize the study of Sanskrit, but it can also pave the way for newer discoveries within linguistics and AI.
In a thrilling astronomical development, the world's largest eye on the universe is being built in Hawaii. And this is all thanks to the critical help from Indian scientists and engineers. This optical infrared 30-meter telescope will be the world's largest telescope, beating even NASA's famous James Webb Telescope. Did you know that it is being built at a cost of over $2.6 billion through a collaboration between India, the US, Japan, Canada and China? The TMT telescope is expected to be operational by 2032 and we can't wait to see it through its eyes.
The word of the week is pompous, which means showing excessive self-importance or arrogant person. It's difficult to be friends with her. She's too pompous. The riddle of the week is, why do bees hum? Because they don't know the words.
Can you guess who? This American actor and film producer is one of the highest grossing actors of all time, earning accolades for his achievements and performances, including an Academy Award, a BAFTA, and 2 Golden Globes. Renowned for method acting, particularly for his role as Tyler Durden in the movie Fight Club, he had his front teeth chipped by a dentist for the role, only to get them fixed again later. He is a self-made actor who initially worked off jobs dressing in a chicken costume for El Pollo Loco to be a limousine driver before he got his big break. This was an easy one. It's the one and only William Bradley Pitt. Did you know that Brad Pitt is a humanitarian whose Jolie Pitt Foundation has donated over $40 million for various causes across the globe?
Did you know that popsicles were invented accidentally? An icy summer treat that we all love was invented by 11-year-old Frank Epperson in 1905. He had mixed some sugary soda powder with water and left it overnight, creating the refreshing popsicle we eat today.
Quiz time! Where was ice cream first invented? Send your answers to contact us at igrass.com along with your full name, school name and a photograph. Answer to the last week's quiz. The first artists of the world used ashes from fire, plant pigments and red clay to produce their works. This certificate of appreciation is presented to Shlok Bhatt of Cygnus World School, Vadodara, for successfully participating in the weekly quiz on India's leading news capsule for tweens, iGrasp.
Dear iGraspers, this week let's join William, Jacob, and Jean, 3 children with buried secrets of their own. Through the eyes of their respective narrators, we see a world set in medieval Paris during the 13th century and discover that secrets are not the only thing that the children have. They have different powers too. Jean can see the future, William has super size and strength working for him, and Jacob has the magical quality to heal any wound. They're on the run from King Louis IX and his agents and must become allies to save themselves and the world. Do they succeed? Read this book to find out and give us your feedback at igrasp.com/iClub.
That's all we have for you here. Remember that great leaders don't tell you what to do, they show you how it's done. It's about getting extraordinary achievements from ordinary situations. So hone the leader inside you and always empower others. See you all in the new year. Wish you a very, very happy new year.